Right now, they're just a black bar went over this whole scene.
We're gonna have a good time.
Our face.
Hey, everyone. How y'all doing? We're here for another edition of Breaking Glass. We got myself, Kevin Beecher, Josh Mazet, and Aaron. Tell me your last name.
Uretsky.
Uretsky.
Oh, Uretsky.
Yeah.
I think I leave the R out. I've been Utetsky.
Yeah, just Uretsky.
Okay.
That's why I just go by Aaron U, man. To keep it simple.
So we're going to get in and we're going to talk to him a little bit today. And, we're going to go for our basic stuff. But, we're going to crack a beer here. I'm holding a different beer, but...
Normally we crack our beer.
Cheers.
Hey, all right.
Little explosion.
We were drinking something...
Sure thing
from Blue Point Brewing Company. It's an anytime, anywhere lager.
And you were saying that we had a Blue Point before?
Well, I think I've had it. I've bought like kegs of the toasted lager and stuff like that. The first keg I bought when I bought my house was actually Blue Point toasted lager. Yeah. And, it's a pretty decent brewery. I mean, they've expanded now, I think. So they kind of went from like the microbrewery, and I think they got bought out by like Anheuser-Busch or some shit. Yeah. One of my good friends from high school actually worked for them. It was one of their main marketers. And I have a bunch of ball hats and shit from him, but that's crazy. You just picked it out.
I would have guessed.
It's a little fruity.
It is like that's the like
it's got a little sour bite to it.
But like notes of grapefruit at the beginning.
It's just something sour.
It's a unique lager for sure.
Yeah, it is. I don't think it is an anytime anywhere lager. Because it's just I think it's because I think that little bit of
I think it has a
tartness or sour
after twang to it that I'm not like quite
it doesn't
sure
make it
I like.
super smooth.
Yeah, maybe have it with seafood or something.
Yeah.
I guess you could probably go with some shrimp.
I would have guessed with the name like Shore Thing, you were going to be a New Jersey brewery, but it says established Long Island.
Yeah.
Which totally sounds like a
good old
Jersey
Long Island.
Yeah, good Long Island.
Yeah, whatever. I could take it or leave it.
I'd probably leave it.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not something I'd be like, yes, thank God I got this beer.
I got two of them.
This one's about beet, so we opened a fresh one for the show.
Maybe on a really hot day, it might give it a little advantage. Hot day advantage.
Maybe, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, we're basically, just trying to get some episodes in before Josh hits the road. And, we have quite a few already banked. So while he's gone for the next 2 months, we'll be able to keep putting these episodes out. And we had Aaron come in and, he lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania now, which is about an hour away.
Yeah.
So we'll get into talking to him after we kind of do our little weekly roundup here. Anything really crazy happened this week?
Yeah, I mean, normally our weekly roundup consists of like what we've been watching in the shop and stuff like that.
We started watching Barry on HBO.
Yeah, we watched the first season of that last night.
What's his name?
It's Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
And I'd say it's good.
Man.
Yeah,
he's good.
Stephen Root.
Stephen Root. Okay, so it's a dark. Stephen Root.
Very, very dark comedy.
Yeah. You mentioned you watched it earlier, but I hadn't.
Well, he's a hitman in LA, and he becomes
like,
an actor.
Yeah.
And he goes to this acting class, and he's trying to get out away from being a hitman.
He doesn't want to be a hitman anymore. It's
just
it's
super
like mixed
weird.
emotions.
Getting sucked back into the scene throughout it.
Yeah. Well, he's like trying to get out of that, and he's trying to break into trying to get into acting, and
he's starting to feel guilty.
Then the two things start to overlap as you can. Yeah,
he's starting to be guilty about killing people, and just people are dying, and he's just like trying to hide everything and keep it all under wraps. And
his first assignment at the beginning of the show is actually to kill somebody who's in the acting class. So he's about to he's gonna pretend he's in the acting class
just to kill him.
He gets sucked into the class, and then he doesn't want to even kill. But
there's some brutal shit.
Check that out. It sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah, and it's actually won a lot of awards.
Stephen Root, they capture him and they literally file his teeth down with a freaking metal file. Yeah. He's screaming, and you're like, what the shit is going on?
Yeah,
it's pretty brutal.
Yeah,
a lot of people
it's
dying.
pretty rough.
But it definitely has some dark, funny humor.
Yeah. But it definitely tries to get you in the gut. There's some definite emotional stuff going on. He's actually, because he's got some issues, as you can imagine.
We just finished season 1, so we're going to start season 2.
And season 2 drops in the next month. So if you,
is that what on Hulu, Netflix? HBO. All right. Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out. But
yeah, a lot of times I don't expect that Barry is, but a lot of times HBO stuff is all on Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an app just like Netflix, and it's tons of original content, which some of it's great, and then they also have a bunch of just movies and stuff.
I watched we were talking about it earlier. I watched The Man in the High Castle on there. I liked that show. I watched the first 2 seasons.
Cool.
I know there's another one.
Yeah, that seems to be going in. I really want to watch that, and it seems just from the commercials for the upcoming season, it's going in a really weird direction. It almost looks like it's getting into other like dimensions, or
I don't know. Somebody I talked to recently had said something similar.
Have you seen any of it?
No, I've never watched it.
We need to watch it.
I want to. Yeah, it's one I've always wanted to watch.
It's pretty cool, man. Yeah. It's cool. I liked it.
I told him tonight he has to go home and just watch Future Man. Like right away.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Seriously.
I haven't seen it.
That's just like. Yeah,
I want to check it out for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Being a gamer and stuff, I don't know what's up with this. It's keep closing down. I have to figure out how.
Yeah, we're without a monitor tonight. We lost the cable, so we're on an iPad.
Oh, and I didn't know if we were gonna have much Roundup since it's only been a couple of days. But I know one of the other things we would try to cover is like stuff going on in glass, and I don't know what's anything that you've seen this week that kind of jumped out.
I mean, we're getting ready to hit the festival seasons and all that kind of stuff for people that actually go out and do that kind of thing. Which I'll go to a few. There's nothing really happening right now. Yeah. I mean, we did Las Vegas, we did the Salem. There's some 420s coming up, so that'll be one of those things where it'll be certain shops will all have something going on. I usually go down to John. We have a local shop in town, which you need to get down there and show you some of his wares. He'll definitely buy from you.
Totally. Yeah, you want
for sure. He's awesome.
John.
Out here in Chambersburg.
Yeah, he's a shop in Chambersburg. He just opened. It's called Simple Pleasures. Shout out Simple Pleasures.
Great shop. We love Simple Pleasures.
He has another shop in Hagerstown, Maryland, which is 40
just down the road. Yeah. And that's his big shop. That's his bigger shop.
And he's been buying tons of American-made nice glass. I mean, he's not afraid to, put a $2,000 rig in his shop. He's one of those guys that will definitely buy nice stuff from you.
Yeah, I like $2,000 rigs.
Well, he'll do that, and he'll buy production glass. And, John's just an all-around guy.
No, that's what's up, man.
So, but usually 420s, I usually go and set up at his shop down in Hagerstown and do a demo for him.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for 4 years now. Right. He built me my own little flame working area. I'm the only one that's ever used the damn thing, so he has a little shop in there for me to set up, and he has a radio station come in. He puts my name on the radio, which is fucking hilarious because I'll be driving down the road and you'll be like, Kevin, beat you. And you're like, what the shit, dude? And they make the craziest commercials for it. He puts the big sign up at the mall.
Oh, says, man, that's cool.
Live glass blowing, and then he's all about promotion. Last year I had Scott Griffin come.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
he drove down and freaking came and hung out.
Scott, he's a cool dude,
he gets
man.
bands. He has guys that come in and plays music, and it's just a cool little thing he does for 420.
Yeah, for sure.
Gives a bunch of shit away. It's a bunch of food, so it's a cool little thing. But yeah, you have to come down and check it out. Go into
that sounds really cool.
So other than that, 420 is probably your next big thing for anybody, I think.
And you have a show. Yeah, you have a show coming up. This episode's probably going to drop after that show, but still, you've got one coming up.
Yeah, April 6th. Well, it's mainly Job show. I'm going to be demoing there as well. But yeah, Job's coming out to Nature's Way Gallery in Middletown, just outside Harrisburg. And so I'm gonna hop on the torch with them as well, and
cool.
Maybe do a little collab and all that good stuff. So yeah, it'll be fun, man. Probably have some pieces out there as well. Nature's Way scooped a bunch of pieces off me recently. So
where's that again? I know you just.
It's in Middletown. It's just outside Harrisburg. About 20 minutes outside Harrisburg.
Cool. Oh, right on. I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard of that place.
Well, real quick, let's give a shout out to some sponsors.
Yep.
We always gotta give a shout out to Taipan Jim.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using a Taipan, use a Taipan. It's the cheapest Taipan you can get on the market, I think.
How do you sign your work, Aaron?
Taipan.
Yeah,
I got the blue one.
I said, he's always putting them out there. He sells them for $15.
Yep.
And some guys are making nice Taipans. I'm sure I get that, but they're like $150, $200 for
totally,
a His are very affordable. You can buy them. I have 20 of them laying around, so everywhere I go, I always have a Taipan laying someplace. But buy Taipans. Buy Taipans. Yep. And we also have the new sponsor, which is the FAM Show from ABR. It's the new local thing to Wisconsin, which I guess Glassroots left. They're going to Asheville. ABR is starting their own show called the FAM Show. And they're going to be
functional art
movement. And it's going to be in the middle of the country, which
I heard about that at Las Vegas. Yeah. Actually, somebody was handing out a flyer for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
I think
they're talking 130 booths,
and I think it's going to be a great show. It might be something to think about because it's going to be a show. Now that Glassroots is taking their show out of the Midwest, they're going to Asheville, like we were talking today, which they're going to be going into first year jitters. But then you've got these guys coming in to take up the vacuum that Glassroots has left.
I see.
This is a show that's expected out there. and all like not that one has a good following of Midwest shops and stuff like that, and those are not everybody. I mean, there's just not a trade show in that part of the country, so it actually had with the history. They're going to be building off of what Glassroots has left out there.
Well, we're going to be out there. Sure. Melt's going to have a booth, and we're going to do some Breaking Glass podcast there while we're there, just like we did at Glass Vegas. Little shorties, and maybe get one or two big full ones in, and just bank some stuff while we're out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Madison, Wisconsin, and that's like
August,
it's
August
17th to 19th.
Madison, right? Yeah, so right where
The only thing is that they're going to hold it a month earlier because Glassroots had ended up being like kind of in September and overlapping with Melt. And I think Glassroots is now moved to November. I can't remember.
Is that what it is?
It's like I hope it's probably not November. That'd be a pretty cold time even for Asheville. So who knows? But but they've moved to a different time.
Well, anyway, we're giving them a big shout out. We want people to go to that show and Dave and
sign up, fam. First year, go support them. One of the things
Ross, they're great guys.
Just as an advice to any like glass blower that's thinking about doing that, in my experience, often when I took part in a show that was in its first year, that kind of built a foundation relationship with the owners of that show. And people that are in that show from the beginning to the end are always the people that are going to be getting the benefits, and you're going to get advantage of that. So go out there and support those guys these first year on their first show.
I don't think they're going to have a problem.
I don't think they'll have a problem either, but there's also reward in going to support a first year show.
So don't wait to the end.
I agree with that for sure, though. I definitely like the folks at Glass Vegas. I've been going to Glass Vegas the past 3 years and got a chance to know those people over the past 3 years, and good ass people.
Totally. That's how you make a connection.
Cool to support it from the beginning too,
and they take, like I said, such good care of everybody. So
totally.
Yeah, what I like about Glass Vegas and this show too, just to keep on that topic, is that I don't expect that Glass Vegas was most unlikely. They're not going to try to go do a show somewhere else. They're from Las Vegas. Their business is in Las Vegas.
It's in the name.
It's in their name. They're going to do their show there. And same thing with them, ABR. I don't think they're going to like now try to become show promoters. They're actually just trying to provide a service and do something for people. Yeah. And moving around the country and doing shows all over the place or in places that aren't really your home is tough, and you just don't have the same heart in them, I think. So
breaking news: our promoter just showing us that freaking Bill and Ted 3 is coming out. 2020 release date.
Oh, nice.
He's like showing us. He's like, check us out.
Holy shit!
I've been waiting for that.
Bill and Ted 3.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
They should make it rated R.
Oh, that would be great.
They should. I mean,
everybody that watched it when we were kids, we're all adults now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I just hope they don't do a CGI Rufus, or I will be really disappointed. If they try to do something like that, or like a hologram, unless they bring out the Michael Jackson hologram with,
that'd be tight. That's holding hands. Gonna get back to heaven.
I mean, how would they do Rufus? That might be tough.
That would be tough. Like, I mean, they'll need a new
face altogether.
For to take over. That's big shoes to fill too.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how they're gonna do it. We'll see.
I totally love.
They ruin every movie, so I have no expectations.
Well, they're about to redo Big Trouble in Little China, man.
Get out of here,
dude. Yep. And I think they're doing Rock. The Rock is Jack Burton, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that is one of my all-time favorites.
Nothing against The Rock, but I mean, you know.
Well, what I think,
it's just a movie you don't redo, man. That movie is fucking gold.
I could be wrong, but I read something about it, and I think what they are going to do is The Rock it's going to just be like, it's more like it's going to be in the universe of where Big Little Tread. I think they'll even reference.
I see. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
So in the same realm, but
same realm. He might. I think The Rock will actually be a new person in that type of thing.
So he's not Jack Burton.
He's not Jack Burton, but it'll be a continuation of that.
Who knows though? This is Hollywood.
But I would be surprised.
I got the tank top, man. I got Jack Burton's tank top. I rep that hard, dude. I that's been my favorite movie since I was a little kid.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
They've actually been playing that a lot recently.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's been on Showtime. I've seen it recently, so it's a good movie.
Yeah, old school. Jack Burton. There
he is. That's his favorite character, Raiden. Back in the day, that's the first mention of like a movie that had like something like that in it.
Yeah, that's the name of his dog.
He's a Mortal Kombat guy. His dog was named Raiden. So
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's damn near Raiden in there.
Right. Get us back on track here.
I always felt like that was the inspiration for the Mortal Kombat.
I think so too.
Character.
Honestly,
I mean,
Raiden ain't that? Well, you tell us. He would know.
I've never actually can't say that I've ever read that.
This motherfucker trivia, has trophies playing video games for Mortal Kombat when we were kids. He has like Mortal Kombat trophies.
I just remember the little Smokey character that would pop out in the corner. Yeah, or smoke. Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
It's that easy. All the things back when we were kids, like He-Man, like every character, it was like Grabble or Stinkle or like whatever they did, that was their name with an or on the end of it. That's all it was, man. They didn't do anything else. Ram Man. What do you do? He rams. Spydor. Clawful. Like they all just use the name, add a fucking something to it.
Yeah.
So, what do we got? Tell us where we're at with this.
Well, we just always like to do a shout out for our mailbag about now, and just and a reminder to be sure you're following the Breaking Glass YouTube channel, and you can get to that from the Breaking Glass website, breakingglass.show. And then if you've got questions for our guest, or if you want to send some questions in for me and Kevin, just send that into mailbag@breakingglass.show, and we'll get to those. I do have a question for today, but it's actually for Aaron, and maybe this is just the way to get the interview kicked off. And this question comes in from Steven Geller.
Oh God.
Come or shit? Question mark.
You said it backwards.
Oh, shit or come. My bad. I had to memorize that.
And you know what? There really isn't a good answer for that, actually. There really isn't. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I always do to that question that Steven gives me and, veer around it.
All right. But thank you for your question.
Oh, we're not answering it?
Yeah.
No,
I don't even know. What's the is there a reference to this that we can give these people?
Well,
this kind of leaves it up in the air.
So right before the episode today,
is this like the best feeling you can have?
No, it's an inside joke. It's one of those what if questions, and it was probably me. But one of us thought of this thing when we were drunk at DFO like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it was just one of those scenarios, and it came down to shit or come, and it was like, would you rather have this happen or this happen? And I honestly can't remember it exactly, but it was like a come in the face or a shit in the face type of thing. But equally were terrible.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, they're both pretty terrible.
I've actually never been asked the question as the creator of the question, so I just veer around it,
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess maybe I've kind of been casually asked it, but not flat out like that.
Yeah, well, I just reached out to Gonzo and Geller are both really good friends with Aaron. Actually, that's who I met Aaron through. Yeah. And I asked them if they had any questions for Aaron today, and that was the one that Steve got back to me with.
As soon as you said Steven Geller, I knew what you were gonna ask, man.
All right, before we're going to ask him some questions, let's do our tool shout out this week.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to get this new segment in where we start picking up a tool that we all like to use or something that we really like. The other day we did there's things you had.
Yeah, I did the new Infiniv.
Yeah, they're great. So we figured we'd give a shout out to
Mike Close,
and he makes these infinity marble molds. And I don't know if you I haven't got into marbles up until 5 years ago. I started making marbles, and then Josh teaches a lot of marble classes, and he sells these things, and it's a great tool for anybody. I mean, there's so many different marble molds, but his are awesome because you have all these different sizes. You can make a marble up to 3-inch on this thing?
Yep. I think that center one's a 3-inch.
It's not 3 inches across, but you just kind of ride the lip of it, and you can kind of ride your marble down into it. But he makes all different ones. He has different sizes. He has ones with just 2 spots in it that are bigger. He makes he goes up to a 6-inch.
Yeah, he has. Mike has a bunch of different sizes, and he's up for doing custom stuff.
But it's all quality graphite, and he puts little patterns on them and stuff. And he's a nice guy, and he's just always pumping these things out. And I don't think any marble maker, if you want to make marbles, you want to get into marbles, this tool it's clutch. There's guys that make them on the handheld, like the handles. I know Paul likes to use his handheld ones.
Yeah, no, I've never
liked that.
Yeah, I can't get it. I
suck at marbles.
I like to set the marble thing right here beside me, and I'll go for my torch. I'm working. I drop right into it and spin, and the hand one, I don't know why they think that's so much.
Yeah, I've never liked that you see those guys doing that, and to me, I like using mine on the table too. It's anchored, and you can lean
there's some stability.
But there. But if you have that handheld mold and you're shaping it, you have to be the same type of resistance. So it's like a pushing back and forth, and that just doesn't connect with me.
Yeah, if you had some coffee too, you're shaping.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Close. Those things run $130, $140.
Yeah, they're like $140, $150. Yeah, and the thing on these too is there are a lot of marble molds out there. Just because you don't have this mold, don't don't let that stop you from making marbles. But the benefit of having this soft edge too, a lot of the marble molds out there are just
rigid,
like a sharp edge, more like a cup with a single edge. That's why these are an infinity rim versus those which are just considered having a single rim. And you can go into these ones so much hotter.
Well, the sharp edge, you couldn't make the multiple sizes. Those sharp ones are made for that size marble. Right. You know, you can't kind of just roll the piece on top of it like you can with this.
Yeah.
And I use these things for so much more than just marbles.
I mean, you can use them with hollow and blow it.
I do that a lot, or if I'm just shaping a hollow piece, or I'm making a hollow round circle. I mean, I roll those things. So I use it a lot, even just to kind of get something, if you're like making something real quick and you have like a weird shape glob, you can kind of heat it up and roll it in there real quick and kind of get back on track.
Yeah, totally.
Well, and the deal is too that when you're making marbles, you need to be able to have it really hot to really get a true marble shaping. And when you have that single edge cup style, it's hard to go into that one as hot because you are gonna
it sticks.
That edge is gonna make an impression on your surface. Yeah. But you can go into a rounded edge like this a lot hotter, and then all of a sudden it's in that mold, but it never puts a crease or an edge into the piece.
Yeah, it's not like an angle right.
Yeah, there's no angle that just puts a little canyon in there. And so like these donut molds or the bump mold like this, that's a key part about it. And you can just use the mold itself, I mean, for like
sometimes
cabochons
and sometimes I'll even throw some
like
Fred into it and I'll roll my piece right inside there or whatever.
Totally.
Like I said, just shout out to Mike.
But don't ever put Fred in mine because that grinds.
I need to pick one of those up for sure. Yeah,
he sells them.
Yeah, if you ever need one, I always have a bunch.
He's
for
a
my
distributor.
Classes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, totally. Great tool. Thank you, Mike. We'll be seeing you next week in Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah, I was texting with Mike today.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into talking about Aaron.
Oh, all right.
Is that your last name again?
Uretsky. Yeah, that's why I went by Aaron U. You know, it's just Aaron U. Not keep it difficult, but then it is kind of difficult because people will be like,
what's that nationality? What's your background?
A bit of a mutt. It's Russian, Polish, Czechoslovakian, European. Okay. Basically.
I already forgot your last name, so.
Uretsky. Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, so.
That's all good, man. You don't need to call me by my last name. That's why I just make it
on
Aaron
Instagram,
U.
it's Aaron.
It's just
Aaron.
That's what I always think now.
It's just Aaron.
Doesn't have two A's?
Yeah, but that's how you spell Aaron. A.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen that classic Key and Peele skit, though?
Like Aaron.
Yes,
yeah, of course you have.
Yeah, it's a... You know what, man? It's when I was a little kid, I always thought, like, at least I don't have one of those names, like, that's popular in some stupid way. And then that skit came along, and dude, I mean, the stewardess on a plane before, like, swiped my card for a drink and was like, "Hey, Ron, here's your card," and, like, just yelling it across the plane, and it's like, fuck, man, I'm one of those dudes now. I got one of those names.
I didn't have anything in high school when I first met Jeremy. Our guy here, his last name's Peters. Mm-hmm. My last name's Beecher. So we always said it together. We're Beecher Peters.
Yeah. Beecher Peters. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you guys got pretty simple names. I mean, Josh. I mean, you ever get like just Joshin? You just
always. I got that, and I got Squash Josh and Dishwash Josh.
Dishwash Josh. I never would have thought of that. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, my garbage pail kid was king size Kevin. I was just a freaking King Kong on top of a building. It's kind of stupid. I didn't really have nothing that goes with Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than Aaron, it was just pretty much people spelling my name Erin, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's the girl way."
In high school, everybody called it. We all went by like last names, so it was Beach. So it was like Beecher Feature, Beecher Creature. So that's all I heard was shit like that. So, that's the name. I mean, everybody still calls me to this day. All my friends, it's always Beach, Beachy, Beecher. It's like, no, we've never used first names.
It's a good short for a name. Yeah. Like I never really had that as a name. Uretsky.
Yeah.
Retsky, I guess. I don't know.
Urine.
There you go.
That comes to mind.
You want to call me Urine?
Urine Rexky. That's how I remember it now. Just like freaking Josephine.
There you go. Old Aaron Urine.
Aaron Urine. No, that's cool. So you're back. You're on the East Coast now.
Yeah. Yep. I just moved out to Harrisburg in August. Originally from the West Coast,
which I'm cool with. Like I said, that's another cool glass blower close to where we're at. So
only an hour
he's
away.
Like an hour away. So you came here from Reno.
Yeah, I was out in Reno. originally from California. I learned how to blow glass in South Lake Tahoe, which is about an hour from Reno, and kind of bounced around a little bit when I was around 25, and I ended up in Florida. And then when we moved back, we decided that we would instead of South Lake, we'd do Reno. It's a little bit bigger of a city. It's right there. It's just out of the mountains, so. I liked it a lot, man.
I've never been to Reno.
It's nice, dude. It's a little hidden gem. It gets a bad rep, people think it's grimy, and it has its.
They watched a lot of Reno 911.
Well,
so.
And that's actually filmed in Bakersfield, so that's awesome. Bakersfield is special. That's so awesome.
That's funny.
It's a great show.
You do the
I
cut scenes
love
out there, and I love.
Oh, you mean it's still Bakersfield, Nevada, or Bakersfield,
Bakersfield,
California?
It's filmed in Bakersfield, California, but then they'll have the cut scenes. I don't think the city likes it all that much.
Oh, Reno? Yeah, I don't think the actual city of Reno does not like that.
I don't think Reno likes
show.
Reno 911 that much.
Well, they're just picking. They're basically picking on them.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like
there's a lot of white trash looking motherfuckers.
Yeah,
in the videos.
but it's cool though. We lived in a nice area out there, and it was just shit, man. I liked it a lot. And Tahoe's an hour away. So it's like I love snowboarding. So
you don't got too much good shit around here.
We're figuring it out.
You've been to Round Top?
No, I haven't.
The Round Top's right down the road from you. Ski Round Top. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like
as far as snowboarding
goes.
Used
to skiing on mountains.
Yeah,
this is more like a little hill that you can like spit to the bottom of.
I'll probably fly back to Tahoe for a couple trips here and there in the winter.
You could drive to Vermont, which isn't too far.
Yeah, Vermont has some good stuff.
It's like 7 hours, 8 hours.
You gotta catch it on the right time though. You don't want it to be too icy. But yeah, other than that, man, I moved out here from Reno about 6 months ago, so. Yeah, just kind of getting to know the area, and we're
what do you think?
When you're originally from California?
Yeah, originally I grew up in like the Central Coast.
So it's got to be a huge shock factor, just kind of like living in an area like Harrisburg.
It's definitely different for sure, but like I've got to move around a little bit. I lived in Florida for a little bit, so I'm kind of used to humidity. We get the humid summers.
Yeah, you don't get the humidity like Florida does here.
Yeah, which is nice.
Florida's like. Insane.
But yeah, I just experienced the first winter out here, and I got to kind of size that up a little bit. It was cold, but he was telling me earlier, it's like it wasn't that cold.
This wasn't a cold winter.
So hit or miss lately. I mean,
more of a wet winter.
Everything's fucked up. I mean, the whole climate thing's screwed up. In the last 5-6 years,
it's weird.
We went from like 4 years ago to like 4 feet blizzard, crazy conditions to like no snow last year to like some snow this year. It's just been.
I know every year I leave Tahoe, it gets crushed. I mean, they got destroyed this year with snow. And then when I left to move to Florida, there was like a 6-year drought, and then I moved away, and it was like, the heavens unloaded on them. And it kind of happened again this year. So, I'll just keep away from Tahoe, keep you guys, the good snow coming.
Yeah. All right.
But
so how long you been blowing glass?
I guess technically I first got on the torch in like 2009, but it was really just making marbles and such for like a couple months. So I really kind of claimed 2011 is when I started. So I guess 8 years, because there was like a 2-year gap when me and my buddy that was teaching me started. We started, and then he kind of had a falling out with his business partner.
Where'd you start that at? In California?
In South Lake, in South Lake Tahoe. So yeah, about 8 years.
Nice.
Long story short. But yeah, I was an apprentice for 3 years, and then been on my own doing it for about 5 years.
Now you're working in Harrisburg. You got your own shop at your house.
Yeah, just do like a little house shop, and it's just me in there. Well, I got my girlfriend in there. She just got a torch.
Nice.
Nice.
For Christmas, so she's learning little beads
and stuff like that,
pendants and stuff like that, and pipes. She's making spins and stuff.
I'll go get drinks for everybody.
So I don't know much about it, but one of the things that's kind of interesting, I know that early on when you started blowing glass, you got a cool opportunity to do work to be some type of in-house glass blower for a shop.
Yeah, it was.
Tell us about that.
It was in Florida. It was a. I mean, it definitely changed my life for sure. It was an interesting opportunity. It was in Florida. Basically, a big gallery opened up, and a super wealthy dude back in it, and he bought everybody's glass. And I just started making gators at that time, so he really liked mine. I had a couple out there he bought. He bought like all my work. So
were you already in Florida?
No, I was in California, and the big Galleria was going on, and I was actually working out with a distributor at the time, and he had hit me up, kind of let me know what the situation was. Like this dude just bought all your shit, and he's saying you should come out for the opening of the show, which is right after Big Galleria. So the distributor flew me out for Big Galleria, And at that point, I didn't really have anything for sale because the dude had bought everything.
Right.
So I kind of just came out to hang out, and then after the trade show, he had like his opening and whatnot, and so we just had a big demo there. There's like 15 artists. It was super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he offered me a job. He's like, hey, you want to come out here and kind of be the face of the shop? And it was super cool. Like there was all sorts of artists coming through. Like every month he had a new artist or a crew of artists coming through to do a demo. And
then you were like the on-site guy, so you have a chance to hang out and work out.
Not being pushy, but definitely fortunate enough to be in the right situation at the right time and work with some awesome people and make some good friends in the process. It only lasted about a year. I'm like we were talking about earlier. Like Florida definitely like wasn't the best spot for me. I love it. I have like mad collectors down there and awesome friends.
It's so hot in
and
summertime.
family. But yeah, man, I'm a mountain kid, dude. I just
Florida's.
I like the cold. Like I'm weird. Like
I like the cold too.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna love it here. Just hold out for next year. You'll get your proper cold.
Yeah, it's like I'll just get warmer. I'll throw on more layers and shit. But if it gets to the point where I'm down to my skin.
How close are you guys?
I would rather be cold than hot because I can adjust for that.
You can add more.
How close are you to the river up in Harrisburg?
We are right off like Front Street, so we're like 3 blocks back
from the river. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, in the house we're in is cool. We're in a cool neighborhood, and definitely it's just a new house, so there's new things to deal with and new.
Well, the cool thing is you're close. Like I said, you can get to Philly quick, like you said. You can get to Baltimore, DC, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everything's within 2 hours.
Yeah, everything's within 2 or 3 hours.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Aaron makes a lot of one of the kind of signature work that he's doing right now are koalas and alligators. So that's why I had actually totally assumed that was like some reaction to like getting this opportunity in Florida is the reason you're making gators.
It was like slightly before it.
So that really surprised me. So why gators? Any particular reason?
So I was just making the koalas, and I linked up with this distributor, and it was like this young kid, younger than me at the time. I was probably 24 or 25, and he was like 20. Mm-hmm. But he was doing it. He was pushing glass well, and so he was selling the shit out of the koalas, and I guess he ran into a shop, and I don't remember the shop, otherwise I'd shout him out. But they were like asking him. He's like, "Oh, can this dude make gators?" And he hit me up and asked me, and like I was telling you earlier, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll try it.
I'll make a gator."
Yeah. I kind of just like thought about what I thought it might look like in my style, and just
you said earlier, you're like, I never really even looked at a picture of a gator.
I did.
What I thought they looked like,
and I felt like an imposter, dude. When I lived in Florida, it was like 4 months before I saw a gator. It was like my buddy came out and visited me from California.
Like, look at alligator. It's like, Hunting's been laying there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, my buddy came out and told me, and I had told him that same statement. I was like, dude, I still haven't seen alligators. What the fuck, bro? He's like, so we went to like one of the little farms and shit, and went on one of the airboat tours. It was cool. Like I learned a bunch about them, but I was like total imposter as far as I hadn't seen what an actual gator looked like. I mean, I had looked online, and I like to judge mine, like when I do characters, I like to judge it like off cartoons. You know, like I'll take a little bit of what the realism looks like, but I kind of go for more of a cartoony thing. So
yeah, I see that in your koala bears. They have they actually give me
kind of look like humans.
They give me more of a I'm trying to put it out like in like a Watership Down. Mm-hmm. Like kind of like, wait, those cartoons are drawn. Like I kind of see your koala. It's more of like a realistic koala bear. Than
I
like
see what you're
your
saying.
Koala bears I don't think are very cartoony.
It's weird.
Well, it's not that they're not cartoony. But they're like.
I hone in on like key details of realism, like so it's like I'll give them elbows or like certain eyelids or some shit like that.
But I think you're giving them the really like humanistic realism characteristics. You make them very like that thing where they're like
they look like my dad. If like
there's something really human about them. They're like
And it's like I think it's the eyes because usually koalas got like little beady black eyes.
Yeah, but yours are.
And I kind of do like the little stoned look. And
totally, yeah.
It's kind of like the signature between all my pieces. I do the same eye milling, so they're all kind of stoned.
Well, you were saying how you didn't know much about alligators and stuff, but so I thought that would be a perfect reason to ask you some alligator trivia questions.
Fuck, dude. All right.
And so if you get 3 out of 5 of these, though, you're gonna go home with a special prize. So.
Oh shit! All
right. So here you go. And this will be your chance to learn about alligators, which have just been a source of revenue now for you for a while. So, alligators, which one of the following do alligators not have? Teeth, lungs, stomach, vocal cords.
Vocal cords?
All right. I'm going to tell you at the end.
Yeah, all right.
Go back and do your answers after that. That one's just too easy. I've got a couple here. So there are 2 species of alligator. One is the American alligator. What is the name of the other species? Chinese alligator, French alligator, Australian alligator, or Canadian alligator?
Pretty sure they got crocs in Australia. I think it's. I'm sorry. What was the second one you said after
French?
No, before French.
Chinese.
Chinese. I think it's
French are always getting eaten by alligators.
Yeah,
Like
I think it's Chinese. I think it's Chinese.
Right.
Exactly. I stepped on a gator.
Usually, what color are an American alligator's eyes?
Who says that shit? French?
Like a goldish yellow?
Blue, green, black, red.
Oh. Glad it was multiple choice.
No, it's sorry. I'm kind of going.
What was that question?
Blue, green, black, or red?
What was the question?
What color are an American alligator's eyes?
Fuck. I feel like red. I would feel like I would know that, but green?
Okay, we can go green.
Yeah.
No, when you told me today that you didn't know anything about them, I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna ask you questions
no,
about alligators.
you had mentioned that, so
yeah.
I thought the
you said green
is where it ended.
Was there green? Is their eyes green?
Yeah.
Are their eyes green?
I'm gonna get I'll give you the answers at the end.
Yeah,
We'll
you
go
might
back.
be right there.
It was otherwise I was gonna use both my screens. For
He
this.
might be right on the black.
Why do alligators like to lie in the sun? Temperature regulation,
I know this one.
aids to reproduction, hardens their hide, which sounds like aids to reproduction, and allows sunbirds to pick mites from their skin.
Damn, what I thought the answer wasn't listed. So you want to go ahead and list it?
Temperature regulation, helps in reproduction, hardens their hide, allows sunbirds to pick mites from their skin.
I mean, I would think that last one might actually sound pretty legit, but I would think it would be for temperature regulation.
See, when I went on that thing, they were telling me that they just lay out in the sun and they're kind of like little solar panels. Like they gather.
Well, that would be temperature regulation.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they gather their energy. So
that's what I would think too, personally.
Yeah,
but there again, that last one's like one of them fucking questions. What's that game we play?
It's all the
questions. It's like one of those. Well, it's kind of like that goddamn Cards Against Humanity. They try to throw you off. And like that. It's like that does sound legit, man. That's like shit. Birds picking off the freaking mites.
They do that. I know. It's like,
all right. And then the final question: how do the snouts of alligators and crocodiles differ? Alligators have broader snouts. Crocodiles have large green warts on their snouts. Crocodiles have broader snouts. Or again, alligators have much shorter snouts. Ooh.
What?
So it's A, B, C.
Yeah, there are 4 choices.
Alligators have broader snouts. I was gonna say I think the crocodiles are definitely longer and slender, and I feel like they got more of an underbite than an overbite. So to answer the question, I want to say it's alligators have broader snouts.
Yeah, because that's the most like that's a true fact.
Yeah. Whereas there was though, I think the second to last one. What was that? Not crocodile.
Yeah, but they can't all be true.
You got the second one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I already advanced the screen. I can't go back. So,
well, there was one other that
I just want to say,
close.
you passed with flying colors. Vocal cords was correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was the Chinese alligator.
Yes, I knew it.
And
it's not the French one? Come on, dude.
No, you're. I believe you're. What color of the eyes did you say? Do you remember?
I said green, but
you were correct on green.
Was it green?
Yep, it was green. And then temperature regulation, correct.
Was that 100%?
You did 5 out of 5. You're going home with a wonderful jar of Pennsylvania moonshine.
Oh,
so congratulations!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've got one for.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah. Well, I was like, I better make that. I didn't want you to think I was grabbing one out of your box.
I'm gonna need that moonshine.
Yeah, no.
You better have that shit.
No. I had extra.
Well, shit, that's cool.
Yeah, so 5 out of 5 for the guy who was saying he really didn't know much about gators.
Honestly, that gator farm trip taught me a lot.
Yeah. I actually, the one that it was the different species, because I didn't think it was Chinese, because I actually thought it was.
I wasn't even paying attention. I said French just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't want to listen.
And honestly, if you had thrown African in there, I would have been a little stumped. But I knew that China had gators, and I know that crocodiles
those are African.
The
Nile crocodiles.
But they're in Australia.
Part of that crazy story.
They're actually in Florida too. There's a couple.
There is a crocodile.
There's crocodile species.
What's the story about like all the whole Chinese, like that whole military gang all got eaten by alligators?
Well, I don't know about that.
That sounds interesting.
That sounds wild. You ever watch that movie? What's that? Phantoms. And they talk about like that crazy extinctions and over the period of time, and it's like There's just all kinds of crazy stories, but they say about like all these Chinese, a whole part, like 1,000 Chinese military guys all got eaten by alligators. Kind of like that shark. They tell the stories
like
about
that
the
World
shark
War
attack.
II shark story.
Shark attacks, and they talk about all these huge things that happened during the militaries that all these people died at.
Yeah, and
it was like the one with Chinese
battle
that all got eaten by alligators.
Wild.
So that's how he knew.
We'll have to look it up. I don't know all the ins and outs. I just remember that story.
I don't remember how I knew. Wikipedia maybe or something. I looked it up at one point.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm impressed. 5 for 5. That's pretty good.
Okay, quick question. What's the coolest? Here's one of the little questions we ask people. What's the coolest thing somebody ever tried to trade you for a glass? What craziest thing? Doesn't be cool. Just what's the craziest thing somebody traded you?
Or even the most pathetic thing where somebody offered to trade you and you're like, no, it's not even.
Well, yeah, it's just shit, man. I got answers for all of them.
Okay. Well, line them up.
What's the funniest, ridiculous thing that anybody's ever tried to trade you for a glass?
I mean,
and humor is subjective. So
funniest, ridiculous. I mean, one of the coolest things I got traded for glass was like over a pound of weed.
Oh, shit.
That was cool. And it was for like
Where was this at?
In California.
Nice.
Completely legal, of course. Medical to medical patient. Yeah, it was good. But
he left all that.
You were really gifted that, right?
I was gifted it, yeah. He gifted it to me, and then I gifted him a piece.
Something, yeah.
Crazy how that works.
Well, that's a trade.
No, it was a gift and a gift. But yeah, I don't know. When I was at Reggae on the River, I used to like.
Maybe try to trade you like a baby or.
No, not a baby. I would quiz people in Big Trouble Little China trivia sometimes.
Nice.
And what would you be like? Then they could or could not buy it, like if they didn't get it. Or?
No, they would. I would just give it to them.
Give it to them.
Like,
okay,
dude, I would just get a little twisted up there, so I just give shit away.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when I bring shit to festivals, it's nothing like over $150.
Yeah.
Like maybe if that. You know
it's so much fun to give stuff away at the festival,
kind of the best part, especially if you like I was walking around the Big Trouble in Little China Jack Burton tank top.
Yeah.
And I was like, if anybody could tell me what this tank top is, I'll give you this Sherlock or whatever it was.
Nice.
And this kid looked at it for a while and he was like, Jack Burton. And I was like, all right, man, perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
He got it.
he got it.
That's fucking pretty good.
But yeah, I don't remember the third question now. Weirdest?
Well, they're all kind of. What was the weirdest? What do you have a weirder one than that?
No, not really.
Nothing crazy.
I mean, maybe if I really thought about it, I may have met some weirdos.
It happens.
Somebody's had to have given me some weird shit. I mean, definitely have gotten like weird.
It's always like a bag of herb or like you always hear those stories.
There was like I apologize for not using the correct term, but there was like a cross-dresser or like a transvestite or something like that at Las Vegas for asking me for a cigarette like 2 years ago, and I gave him a cigarette and he gave me a bunch of hash. That was cool. Wasn't glass.
It's still a good.
But
trade.
it was interesting. I didn't expect it.
Was he a glass blower?
I don't know.
He's just there hanging out.
He's just out there in the little the smoking area. So.
Yeah. Well, what else you got? What else you got on the itinerary? Anything good?
I don't think we had much more in there, but we're just still talking.
Oh yeah, I was just seeing if there's anything we missing. We didn't come up with a giveaway for this.
No, we didn't.
We should come up with something.
Dude, had I known, I would have brought you guys something cool.
Well,
we got time. If you, we could always.
Let's announce something.
If you've got something you want to put out for it, then because we won't be.
I mean, I got nothing, but I can make something.
Maybe a pendant.
I can make you guys something cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to do our giveaway. We'll have to it'll be announced after the episode's up.
Yeah.
We'll make a post for it.
Yeah. We'll make something cool.
Yeah, we'll come up with something for it.
Maybe we come with like a 3-way pendant or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, definitely down.
Something stupid. Gator / koala man pig.
That sounds pretty cool.
We could probably come up with something crazy shit. How about half koala, half gator?
Half man pig.
Half man pig.
4 halves.
So you were saying something else earlier that I was thinking would be interesting to hear you talk about is that you made a transition last year to mainly going through a distributor. Is that right? Or was that just for that last show? You're saying I went with the distributor last year.
For the trade show.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just linked up with the Walton Trading Company a few months ago. That's Scuba Steve. And so he's been distributing a lot of my work, which has been awesome. And
who's that guy? I've heard that name quite a few times.
Scuba Steve.
Yeah, actually, I guess I thought Walton was also Waldo. Waldo is Waldo's.
Yeah, there's Waldo's Wonders, and then there's Walton Trading Co. And it's Scuba Steve. They're out of Ashland. It's Lace Face's husband.
Okay,
that's where I know it because I heard that name a bunch of times. So
Yeah.
And he's very, well up in the scene and shit, and he's doing good things for me. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's been cool. And
can you talk about how that works? I mean, just because we got a bunch of young glassblowers, how does it work with a distributor, and how does that affect your pricing for all of your sales outside of that? I mean, is that something that you have to worry about, or do you?
So I mean, it's pretty cool with him, for sure. Like it's all commission stuff. So I basically give him work, and he makes a percentage off of it, and sells it. I mean, the cool part about it is he's traveling nationwide. He's going to shops every city he stops in, pretty much, and has personal relations with the shop owners already. Like I know when I first heard about scuba, it was through one of my buddies in Tahoe that owns a shop, and they. Not that they buy all their glass from him, but it was definitely like a thing when he stopped through. Like they copped a bunch.
They
of
made
shit,
a point of buying, and
it was just like they, like, oh, we get this from Scuba or this and that. So I was like, all right, I heard about him, and then a bunch of my friends are represented through him also.
Yeah, he has a great. I mean, that section at Glass Vegas that he represents has a bunch of great
it was
artists.
solid. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many artists he had representing all together. I know there was like 10 of us or 15 of us there. Yeah. But then way more, at least double that he was representing. But yeah, it's cool. It's pretty much just send him glass, and he sells it nationwide. And
is that mostly where you're funneling all your work through, or do you still go out and hustle?
I definitely I go out, and I like to do the face-to-face shit, dude. I really like talking to people, and I like I can chat it up with people, and I really like knowing the people my glass sells to. That's like actually kind of the weirdest part about working with the distributor is like sometimes I don't know where it
you're
goes.
removed from it.
And it's something to get used to, but it's not a big deal at all. But I also do like the part of the face to face, and I like going to festivals.
You're lucky for that. I mean, I think I think we all know a lot of glassblowers that either just don't enjoy that. A lot of them can do it whether they like it or not. But if you actually are, that's...
Dude, I used to do this shit at Reggae on the River all the time, man. And I'd walk around with my glass case, and like I would be, pretty fucked up, just on whatever, just having a good time. And I would just walk into people's camps, and that was my thing. I would just walk to every camp, and I'd be like, yo, what's up, team? Like, kind of just walk up and interrupt people's conversations, and they kind of look at me and like size me up.
Well, then you open up the case, and they're like,
so that was my thing. Is I whip out a big joint, and I would smoke with people, and then like eventually people would be like, dude, what's in the fucking black briefcase, dude? And then like I'd open it up, and people were like, oh, you're not a crazy person. You're actually talented. And like, go look at my shit. And it was like sales every time, and I realized it was sales because of me, and not necessarily because of the glass. And the fact that they went, they were skilled on both points, like it worked out. Like
I used to do that a lot. I used to love doing that. I'd walk around festivals and like just try to like.
You meet a lot of cool people, and you sell yourself just as much as you're selling.
One of the first times when I did that, like it's probably 20 years ago, in Harrisburg, they do a Millennium Music Conference, which you'll start learning about, which is coming up actually.
Okay.
It's 1,000 bands in Harrisburg that weekend. It's huge.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's huge. And it's every bar in town, which, like I said, I'll turn you on to this, and you'll love it because it's in your backyard.
Yeah.
But the first year, they had the whole thing at the Hilton, and they would have literally every room was booked solid. I met this guy in a wheelchair, and he was like fucking 80 years old, but the guy was smart as shit. He knew everything about everything. So I just kind of like walked around, and he was just standing there just randomly because instead of going to, he broke his ankle or some shit. So instead of going to a rehab center, he's like, my fucking insurance will pay for all this shit. So he's like, I can stay at the Hilton and just use the pool and do all this shit. He's just like, and they're paying for it. And he was the president of the Wine Society in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And in his room, he just had bottles of wine stacked the fuck up, and these guys were sending him. He was just living there for like 2 months, just literally testing wine and all this shit. So I started hanging out with him, and I actually have a bottle of champagne he gave me for my anniversary. It's still in my fridge. It's like a $300 bottle of champagne. It's been in there for fucking 20 years. I've never drank it. I hate champagne. I said, someday we're going to drink it. Someday we'll all bust it out.
Fucking A.
But I pushed this motherfucker around in a wheelchair, room to room, and then we were knocking on the room doors. Just fucking, he had a glass case. He was holding on his lap of mine, and I was just like just knocking on the door, and like he was like, "Hey, what's up?" Walking, he had like 2 bottles of wine, and we walked room to room the whole way through the hotel.
That's what's up. I mean, like the glass, it can be one thing, and it can be super skilled, but the story sells some shit too.
Well, just you meet so many random fucking people.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like that face to face. I get out. Like, I mean, in fact, when I first moved out here, I set up like a 2 perimeter 2-hour perimeter on the maps thing, kind of how we were talking about, you know, just glass shops, and I do my own little vetting process.
Yeah, and look around.
Well, luckily you're close to Philly, so you have some cool outlets with glass blowers. There are some cool events around. I mean, there's definitely great festivals on the East Coast.
It's weird, man, but I feel like Pennsylvania is kind of has its own little like home and glass blowing forever. Just all the torches are made out here.
Pennsylvania is so old school. I mean, like I said, we have GTT, we have Carlisle, New Jersey. But then you have Bethlehem. So your three major torch companies are all within 100 miles or some shit. They're not that far apart.
Yeah.
But you also have a soft glass. I mean, Pennsylvania has a huge soft glass history.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then Philly's just it's like a flame working mecca.
Yeah.
Some of the best glass blowers that live in this country are in Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool to be able to be close to that. I mean, within 2 hours away from that. And
I'm excited that you're like in Harrisburg, so you're somebody closer to me. Where we have,
dude. Like I said, I mean, it's a short hour's drive.
Yeah, it's so close.
It's not like a pain in the ass drive at all.
Until Josh got here. And like hung out a lot. It was just me.
Yeah.
So
I will come down and hang out all the time, dude.
Yeah, we're not that far away. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get some work done.
Yeah, we got a cool piece we're working on, or got at least planned out so far.
Yeah, I started.
We're I made the prep.
Koala bear.
I haven't sculpted anything yet, but then Josh and I are working on a cool piece too.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on.
Yeah, so.
Anything else you got coming up in your future?
No, I mean, not really, man. It's just April 6th, we're doing that demo, Nature's Way, and Jop is kind of the headliner, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm trying to get some other shows together in other shops. Trying to do one in South Florida soon. Like I said, I got a lot of fans down there and a lot of friends. I love South Florida, but it wasn't my place to live.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, Winwood, Glass and Vape, I'm trying to link up with those guys and do a show down there. They're super good people, good supporters of mine. And they're right down there in Winwood, so it's an awesome little art district.
So would you say you sell what, like, as far as like you probably have some direct sales, you got your distributor,
I would say this past 2 years it's pretty much been to shops, but then I do have like a handful of collectors that hit me up, and we do the direct sales, and then I get custom hit ups for like custom koalas or something online.
Yeah.
I try to do a healthy mix of both without like pissing off anybody, like without. I have mad love for shops. So many of my friends own shops, so I don't want to be that dude that's selling it to them at this price and then selling it on direct to some kid online just because they're nice or I had a good conversation with them. It's like when I sell online, it's the same as
you hold your price.
Yeah, it's the same as what you get for a shop.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think in wholesale, man. So like when that happens, it's like a fucking bonus.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's cool, And
I need to start thinking that way.
And that's what
everything's retail. It's like I think retail.
I gotta think wholesale because it's like I do work with a lot of shops, and like I said, I've had that conversation with certain shops and good friends where it's like, yo, man, you sold that for a little low to this dude, and and it's like I don't want to, I don't want to piss off anybody, and like I want, especially the people that want my work, to be my supporters, whether it be shops or.
Hey, knock it off.
Whether it be shops or
dogs over there chewing ice, like you can hear it. So
I found something loud to chew.
Yeah, for real. Go in the other room for that shit.
I don't think he's gonna understand you even if you say it again.
Hey, well, luckily he's about done.
Well, what do you think, Aaron? Should we have a taste of this bird dog since we?
Yeah, buddy, let's do it.
That's your new go-to liquor.
Yeah, well, since I can't seem to get my favorite Eagle Rare here in Chambersburg anymore.
That's fucked up.
They had any ice cubes. He was saying he likes his.
I can get you.
I'll even take her. I don't normally do rocks, but why not?
I can do it either way, man.
I'm neat normally.
I'm an easy guy. Like I told you, man. I don't like raw tomatoes. Everything else I'm usually good with. Yep. And that it's pretty across the board.
Yeah, with me, as long as there's no onions or green peppers, as long as you don't put mustard or mayonnaise or...
I love all those things.
I'm like, I have more of a list of things.
My buddy, Cambria, he's big on the no mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And so, shout out to my buddy Steve. He's the man.
Kevin doesn't like mayonnaise, really.
Yeah, he's big. He's big on the no mayonnaise.
Oh, okay. I'm white bread, baby.
Come on. Sweet.
No, I only eat mayonnaise on turkey sandwiches and like...
I like light mayo, man. I don't like heavy mayo and shit.
I don't like it all like moving around and like.
Yeah.
Something about mayonnaise is like when you hold anything you hold on a spoon underneath hot running water and it doesn't go anywhere. Just something about that. It's like, it says something.
Yeah,
it's some stiff shit.
To each their own for
sure. My wife hates it. This
I'm a light mayo
guy.
I don't eat it.
Everybody I know hates it. I eat it on turkey sandwiches.
Cheers.
It's great on turkey.
I'm not drinking your whiskey because I hate whiskey, but
add that to the list then. The things that you won't eat.
No, not that I have. We drank it for the other podcast. We drank some whiskey. I can drink.
No, we didn't. We had car bombs.
Car bombs. Hey, I was drinking it.
Yeah, that was Irish whiskey. It's different.
I like car bombs. They're good.
Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say to anybody?
Nah, man. I think it's good. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys
say anything.
Well, now we can actually get to work.
Yeah, there we go.
This is kind of like interrupting our work time. So
yeah, come on.
We're not going to get work done.
We'll try.
We're going to go out there and play fucking bowling for 5 hours.
The little
Crossy Road.
What's the name of the system? Because that's what we're
Apple TV.
No, I mean your boy's system here.
Oh, he may not. He
can't sell those.
He doesn't want us to say.
He's like, give us no.
Right now, they're just a black bar went over this whole scene.
We're gonna have a good time.
Our faces.
We can hook that up.
Our faces pixelated, and it went.
When I meant system, I meant his sound system. He just hooked up a great sound system.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you got?
Man, I wanted to ask Aaron some glass blowing questions. Actually, we got a few. I wanted to hit him up on like the Florida stuff. And
the cool thing is he's not that far away.
Yeah,
and we can always have him back down.
Cool.
I like round twos.
You gonna come to Melt this year?
Dude, I am making it a point to do Melt this year. I've always been in California when it happens, so it was quite the journey.
Well, you're going to be within 2 hours.
And what are you going to do? Like, Gonzo and Steve? Or just
I have no excuses.
You literally can drive 2 hours up 81.
Yeah.
And you could be there.
Yeah, I'm doing
it. I mean, if you have any interest in construction, we might be able to work out something for your ticket.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I mean, it's not a big truck. I'm not a big dude. I got a small.
I'm
truck.
Actually leaving. I'm actually leaving. I'm going up there. I'm
actually
getting ready to go up there in about 3 weeks or something like that to work for a week. So we're trying to work out something with the camp. We love the camp for Melt. I mean, Independent Lake Camp is awesome. They go above and beyond. They help us. We work hard, but we have a good relationship because they know what we want to do, and we know what they want to do.
Yeah, and they believe in what we're doing.
They're trying to remodel all the cabins right now.
Will you let me know, man?
So we're gonna go up there and actually start fixing some of the front cabins up.
You'd actually have a fun time.
I hate money, dude. I hate it. So I would rather do like goods and services and trades with everybody.
You should do it. Just go up there and hang out for a few days and.
Dude, yeah. I mean, if it's
do some
we'll talk offline, but if it's a possibility,
might be. Yeah,
I'll jam it out, man. Yeah. Like I said, I'm close, so that could be an asset for you guys if you need some extra fucking hands. And I'm a worker.
Well, we're getting ready.
That's the thing. I know.
I got to call Brady this week and set that up. So let's just give a shout out. We got our mailbag at.
Yep.
What is that? Tell us.
Send questions to mailbag@breakingglass.show. You can send them to our direct messages on Instagram also. We will accept them there on the Breaking Glass podcast Instagram page.
What's our website?
The website is breakingglass.show. Be sure that you're following us on YouTube. Be sure that you're following Aaron.
Yeah, follow him and Instagram. And and the thing is, we use Instagram a lot, so make sure you get. You can direct a lot of stuff through that.
Like if you want to do your communication there, you can always reach out to us there. I mean, I imagine this one's going to be what'll be time. This will be probably dropping sometime at the end of April, beginning of May.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anything that we
got a bunch.
Anything in the future? You want to make any predictions? Well, we still have the same president in the beginning of May.
I don't know.
Probably.
Will the Mueller report drop in the next month?
Probably not.
Probably not. Oh,
whatever.
No mad predictions.
Once that happens, we'll talk about
No mad
that.
predictions for May?
Michael Jackson came back to life.
Ooh.
He raped 4 more kids.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Did you watch that? You probably haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
We'll come back. Once that happens,
Kevin will give you the cliff notes later.
I watched the R. Kelly one. I didn't see the Michael Jackson one yet.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey. Thanks a lot for coming back.
Dude, thank you guys for having me, man.
We're going to go work probably at some point. If not today, tomorrow.
We got some Crossy Road in us.
Yeah, we got some Crossy Road in us. And we're going to order some cheesesteaks.
Oh, yeah.
Meatball subs.
Whatever.
I'm going to do the chicken parm, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing, people. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you.